What up? My name is Ryan Babel, and you're watching JLB Sports TV.
Hey everybody, welcome to JLB Sports TV. I am Justin Block, and today Liverpool drew 2-2 at Liberty Stadium against Swansea in Wales. Now, jumping right into the game, let's talk about Jonjo Shelvey, because today he was the star of the game. He's going to be the one getting all the headlines tomorrow. But at first for Jonjo Shelvey, it was a good thing. He scored against Liverpool. He somehow got past Sacco, had a shot, McNeely saved, got the rebound in. Good job, Jonjo Shelvey there. Showed off why I thought he was such a promising player at Liverpool. Never afraid to drive forward, creative on the ball, and a good, raw, natural talent. And then Shelvey kind of showed why Brendan Rodgers was okay with letting him go so easily. He had that back pass back to the keeper. Daniel Sturridge was actually reading the pass the entire way, intercepted it, and calmly finished it off. 1-1 to Liverpool. But then later in the game, once Victor Moses had skated through and provided a good shot on goal and scored his goal of the match, good debut for Victor Moses there, Jonjo Shelvey, again, couldn't help himself. He actually was involved in the attack this time with the assist to Michu. He got his back in the penalty box and headed the ball down to Michu. So Shelvey driving forward into the box, great job there, really showing great attacking impetus, but there are also a couple misplaced passes. I think Jonjo Shelvey is probably going to drive Swansea fans mad this season. They're used to, passing the ball on the carpet and sort of doing things in a very structured way. Jonjo Shelvey's flair is going to add a lot to them, but it's also going to take away a lot because he's still young and going to fuck up. I also didn't like that Jonjo Shelvey celebrated so well or so hard against Liverpool. Sort of bad football mannerisms from Shelvey there. I also want to talk about Victor Moses. I didn't want to pan over what he achieved today. I thought it was a decent debut for him. Obviously had the goal to put Liverpool in the lead in the first half. Some other stats: he had his goal in his only shot. He had 3 chances created, 3 successful dribbles, 2 tackles, and an interception. So a good day for Victor Moses. He was picked over Iago Aspas in the 11, a move that I liked. To me, Victor Moses is a pacey winger, a very direct man, who sort of is different from Aspas, who's more tricky, has really fine movement, not as direct. He's going to ghost and pop up in different positions where, with Moses, he's going to get the ball on the wing and dribble right at you. So I preferred that style to Aspas's. I just felt added a different dimension to Liverpool's attack, added some variability, and of course allowed Coutinho to move all the way infield as a true number 10. But Coutinho unfortunately was injured. Honestly, that was a move that I was expecting at this point, because for 3 straight games he'd just been killed by opposing midfielders, just really being physical with Coutinho, and finally it all came to blows today. It looked like he suffered a shoulder or a collarbone injury. At the time of filming this video, we don't know what the exact injury is, but to me it looked serious just the way that he was holding it. And here's a good stat that was floating around Twitter about this. 48 of 66 final third passes were completed before Coutinho's injury, and once he came off earlier in the second half, only 4 of 11 final third passes were completed. To me, that means that Coutinho is the heart of Liverpool's attack, which is a bit worrying that we're so reliant on one man to pass the ball in the final third. But Liverpool as a team as a whole are really dropping off in the second half, so it can't all be placed on Coutinho. You could make the argument that even if Coutinho had been in the game, Liverpool still would have suffered in the second half as they had in the previous 3 matches. To me, I don't understand why Liverpool is dropping off so heavily in the second half. This team is incapable of playing 90 complete minutes. Last year they couldn't get off the ground in the first half and they came on in the second sometimes. This year they have a good fine start in the first half, and then in the second half they kind of just sit on their hands and wait for the opponent to come to them and sort of dig in defense. That's not really death by football, as Brendan Rodgers would probably want it. It's a more pragmatic approach, but one that isn't really working out. Liverpool are finally dealt their first blow of the season, dropping points against Swansea with that second half approach. And adding on to that point, you can see from this heat map here in the second half, Liverpool pushed back, really didn't go for it. I don't like that Liverpool were dropping off, not really pressing in the second half. Anti-football for me compared to what we've seen with these Liverpool sides in previous months and previous matches. I just want to talk about a couple of the new changes. Mamadou Sakho came in for Agger, who apparently picked up a knock. For all in all, I thought it was an okay debut for Sakho. Very dominant in the air. Jamie Carragher said at halftime that his first half was poor. Bit harsh assessment, but honest. Sakho hasn't been really training that much. This is his first match in the side. I think as he gets more matches, gets more training with the team, I think he'll be a brilliant one for Liverpool. But today it was a little bit harsh, a little bit difficult for Sakho to just jump in out of nowhere when he really didn't expect to play today. and just come in and start against a quality team like Swansea. Andre Wisdom at right back, I was not a fan of at all. I think last season he really struggled at right back, and it was the same this season. He wanted no part of that ball today. If it was played to him, it was a punt. And if people ran at him, he just let the crosses go in. Pretty poor today from Andre Wisdom at right back. So I would say my stud of the game today has got to be Victor Moses for his direct style of play and the great goal he took early on. My dud of the game, I would probably have to give it to Iago Aspas, because he was judged with coming on in the second half to spell Coutinho, and was very, very poor, very wasteful, movement wasn't there, and just didn't really look assured of himself. Aspas is one that I'm not really hot on, as you guys have known, and I'll be very looking forward to when Suarez comes back, so Aspas can officially lose his place in the starting 11, although I do hope he comes on later if needed. So that's all for today of JLB Sports TV. I'm Justin Block. In the comments below, give me your studs and duds of the game, and whether you think that Coutinho coming off really made that big of an impact. As I said, or maybe it was just Liverpool as a team really dropping off, and even if Coutinho had stayed on, they still would have struggled. I want to know your thoughts on that matter down below. We have Southampton on Saturday, I think, so we can pick up the pieces, move forward. Liverpool undefeated in 4 matches. Still top of the table, still a positive start to the season, although this game left a lot to be desired.